If you struggle with stress or anxiety, then the likelihood is that you have tried to apply numerous techniques in order to try and alleviate some of the symptoms. And you may have tried mindfulness, you may have tried meditation, you may have tried exercise, you may have tried being more self aware, trying to practice self acceptance. And then when you find that you're not seeing very rapid results, you've just flung it to one side, or you find that it's really difficult or really challenging to get into your meditation or get into that mindful mindset. And the thing is, with a lot of these practices, they're very subtle and they take a significant amount of time to show results. And we're so accustomed to instant gratification, we're so accustomed to getting very visible, rapid results, that we tend to have very little tolerance for things that take time and that take diligence and that take commitment. The thing is, when you have been stressed for a prolonged period of time, when you have been in an anxious state, your body doesn't just automatically revert back to a baseline of equanimity. It takes time to come down slowly because it has been in that state of assuming that there is a threat around every corner for so long. It has closed down your ability to connect. It has close down your ability to assume that everything is safe, that you don't have to be on guard or switched on or wary, and as I said, your body doesn't know the difference between there being very real imminent danger to your life and you just feeling anxious and stressed out because you're just overwhelmed with life. So you have to give it the chance, you have to be consistent with it. And oftentimes a lot of our stress and anxiety has a foundation in past experiences. In other words, our resilience is lower because of our inability to properly regulate our emotions. And the reason we can't do that is because, first of all, we weren't given the tools to do it, we weren't shown how to do it in our childhood, but also our nervous system may have been damaged at some stage by some really traumatic event, which is basically impacting on our interpretation of current events and current situations. So there's a lot of complexity there. We also have a lot of kind of biases and constructs in our mind that work against us when it comes to reducing our anxiety. And having an understanding of them as well is pretty important. I suppose there's a whole kind of package when it comes to reducing our stress, and we tend to just look at one facet. We tend to assume, okay, if I just meditate for 10 minutes in the morning, that should see me straight. And it's never that straightforward when it comes to your mental and emotional health. I mean, you have to, I suppose, look back at what has got you to where you're at. You have to take very conscious effort to change your current scenario, to change how it is that you live your life, to become more conscious, to become more aware, to have the ability to bring yourself away from the emotional reactions that drive that anxiety. But you also need to look towards the future. You need to put regular disciplines in place that will help you stay on the straight and narrow, that will help you feel calmer and help you assume a greater peace of mind and make discerning decisions about what it is that you need to do in order for your life to be a better place. Kind of decide the people that you need to spend time with, decide where your energy is going to go, decide what it is that you're going to consume, both from a nutritional level and also kind of the technology that you're looking at. I mean, again, our phones and our tablets have a major role to play in the fact that we're so decision fatigued. I mean, we're being bombarded with stimuli all day, we're disconnected from people because we tend to be stuck on our apps all the time, and we have this kind of real sense of inadequacy because we're always comparing ourselves to somebody on our screens. And it's about recognizing all of the things in your life that are impacting on your mental and emotional health, and taking proactive action in changing that and in doing something about it. And it can take a lot of time. It can take a lot, as I said, of commitment. It takes a lot of responsibility. It takes a lot of recognition and accountability for the role that you have to play in your own kind of demise, for want of a better word. And then being very, very committed to making things better for yourself. And it's not something you do for Christmas. It's not something you do for a few months. I mean, your mental and emotional health is a lifelong journey. It's something that certainly I always have to try and stay on top of, and that can sit difficultly with us, because we're all about, can I do a 12-week program, or, can I do something for a little while and then kind of let it go once I've reached the result that I wanted. It's not like that. This is something that you need to create a conscientiousness for, and that you need to sustain and maintain. So starting small, no big dramatic results, doing very subtle things on a regular basis, staying in touch with yourself, tapping into what your emotional state is, being very discerning with the decisions that you make, being very aware of your interpretation of other people and your interpretation of events and your emotional triggers. And then I suppose putting all those practices in place, like your meditations, like your mindfulness, like your exercise, and talking to somebody, connecting with somebody, teasing through all of the shit really that you have to process in order to move forward with a little bit more clarity and a greater peace of mind. If this is something that you would like to work with me on, get in touch with me on the website. It's fundamentals.ie. I also do a regular podcast with Neil O'Brien. It's called Touchy and Feely. It's available on iTunes and Spotify. And if you want to see more videos like this one, go check out my YouTube channel, which is Fiona Feely. Lots of content there on mental and emotional health. I also post loads of content on both my Instagram and my Facebook. Both of those pages are called Fundamentals. Look forward to talking to you again soon.